If you go to the school website, it has home, about us, departments. This is the different departments that we have at school: counseling, athletics. Ooh, that's a mural that I helped make. Athletics, staff, and family, students, information, and calendar. If you go to staff, you can type in my name, Brown. Oh, I have this on cap lock. Let's see if this works. And then you press search. Oop, there I am. And if you go right here, it has a view website. So I shared with you a lot about myself in that presentation that I showed you, my example of the Google slideshow with lots of photographs. I've looked at a few of your slideshows, and unfortunately, a lot of you did not put photographs of yourself. It was required for this first slide, first of all, and it could have been at any age, child or older. I didn't care, but I'm trying to get to know you. And when you don't add photographs of yourself, then I cannot connect to get to know you better. So some people didn't follow the directions, and I'm grading according to whether you follow the directions or not. I gave you guys 5 school days to work on that slideshow. And so some of you I graded, and you might be really sad about your grade, but I'm giving you an opportunity to return it the right way and raise your grade. And so I'll give you guys a little leeway on that, but I just didn't want that to be a huge shock. Some of you may not have turned in your your syllabus, and you have a 0 out of 20, and that dropped your grade down to an F. Some of you didn't turn in something else, and right now there's very few assignments. So if you don't have all of them turned in, you'll go straight to an F. So it's really important that you get those grades in, that you're constantly monitoring your stuff, and that you email me that accordingly. If you were absent, if there was a mistake, you got to put your first name, last name, and the period into the subject of the email, and use spell check or Grammarly. I asked everyone to get the Grammarly application, and several of you are sending me emails where you have poor spelling, lowercase i's. You need to start emailing professionally, and I'm trying to help you with the real world by doing that, okay? So don't get your feelings hurt if I said, hey, you didn't send me an email correctly, follow the directions and email me again, and then I'll help you. I get hundreds of emails every day. So I don't want to be working till midnight. It's really important that you guys are being efficient with following directions and emailing me professionally. So here's a self-portrait that I did like 3 years ago, and it's in graphite. And this is my husband and I. We love traveling. We were in Thailand, and we went on an elephant back safari. This is my foster son, Brandon. This is one of my AP classes. This is for second, third, or fourth year students. And we were in the Orange County Register, and this was a professional photograph that the photographer took of us to be in the Orange County Register. We've been highlighted in the Orange County Register and many other sites about 11 times. And as I told you guys in the past, we're very well renowned for drawing and painting. We got first place in every art show, the Congressional Art Show, you name it. We did first place this year. So I'm very proud Mama Bear. As you scroll down on this website, not only do I have pictures of me and my travels and some of our student accomplishments. Somebody's microphone's on. Make sure you have it on mute. I have, drawings that students have done in the past and awards that they've received. I want this to be you guys someday. So I want you to get excited, not intimidated, because all of these people were beginners just like you. And so I'm just scrolling down here, and you can see a few of our students. This is Yesenia Gomez. I had her as a freshman, and I saw her artwork examples, and she had never taken a beginning drawing class with me, and I was blown away, and I pushed her into an AP class. And because she was pushed into that AP class, she was able to take 2 AP exams her freshman year, which bumped her up to the next level, and she started taking more and more AP exams, and she became valedictorian. And she's accomplished so much. And so we're going to watch some information about her. You'll keep hearing her name over and over. I've had many students over the years that have accomplished, the highest awards and made a lot of money from art shows. So that's really cool. Here I have Welcome to Mrs. Brown's visual art page. I have the AP website portfolio of Yesenia Gomez. She took all 3 AP exams and she passed with like the highest honors. And so she's one of my best video examples or slideshow examples. And there's many, many more. And I keep adding to this as time goes by. So I would like for you guys to check that out if you're really passionate about art and that's where you want to go. I want you to see the different things that these students have been able to accomplish. This was first place. This was Tim Ryu. He did this, I think, 2 years ago, and now he's at Berkeley. And that was a color pencil drawing. And so I want you guys to understand that I have a lot of street cred. I've accomplished a lot with my students. So when I give you guys feedback, it's not to hurt your feelings. It's to help kick you up to the next level to be your best self. That's my gift, and my best skill is being able to give feedback and kick you up to the next level. I know we're not in the classroom right now, but I have a little video that somebody made here. I'm going to go ahead and press play. Let's see if we can get this working. So that was a cute little video that they made. And I hope it gets you excited. We may go into the hybrid mode where we're going back to school, some of you staying at home. And so, but I just want you to get the feeling of what the art classroom looks like. I've also taught 3D design where we do sculptures, and that is something that I did really well with. And here's a few examples of this. This is really good for McKenna to take a look at because she's taking the AP exam. McKenna, are you with us right now?
Yes.
So this one right here, McKenna, this is a sculpture that is a collage assemblage, and this made it into the Orange County Register newspaper, and it also was exhibited in the AP gallery show. So they only pick 33 art pieces from all over the world, and we were selected out of all these different schools from all over the world, and that was just the highest honor. And so this young lady, she not only created this, but she is the model. And the background is very simple, and it has nice lighting. And it's she made an assemblage kind of hat wear. So that's really interesting. And these are also recycled materials, McKenna, that were collaged together and hot glued together. So this would help you with your AP exam. This one right here, McKenna, is bullet shells and little gears and clock stuff that somebody found and assembled and wired and hot glued together. That one won first place in the district art show. So I'm not only teaching beginners right now, but I'm also teaching an AP student on the side, everyone. And I just wanted to include her so she can get excited and start brainstorming for her exam. We are known for photorealism. A lot of these art pieces are photographed first by the artist. We never use photographs from the internet or another person. You are the artist through and through. So that's something to keep in mind, that you could take photographs with your Chromebook or your cell phone and use those photographs to be drawings and inspiration for your art pieces. And so I just want to get the creative juices going here for you to be excited and start brainstorming ideas, because I will give you a material. Okay, we're doing a pencil project and I'll give you requirements, but you are going to have the creative inspiration for each piece. I don't want people's artwork to be cookie cutter. And that's really hard to do when you're teaching 40 kids at one time, but I try my best to help you be unique and creative in your own right and have your own ideas so that your interests are involved and you're going to be more passionate about what you're learning, is my hope. And we're very successful at that. So here we have a charcoal, and this is a foreshortened. So that means the hand, like if I have my camera and I put my hand really close, one hand is big and one hand is small. That's what foreshortened means. The depth, one thing is larger than the other. Okay, so you can see her hand here is very small and this hand here is very large. And she is posing with her little award there. I don't remember what place she got. As you can see in these pictures here, we get a lot of awards. I'm gonna see if I can make this bigger. So that's a very common project for the higher levels kids, is a large charcoal. But you guys start off with the basics, and the basics in this class will be graphite and pen. So I asked you guys for your scavenger hunt to collect pencils, and I want those wood pencils, not the mechanical. Those are fine too for little details, but we need these mechanical pens. We need wood pencils. So the first poll question, you guys ready? So I can make sure everybody's paying attention. Do you have wood pencils and a pencil sharpener? I got 14 yeses and 1 no. If you do not have wood pencils and you cannot get them, you're going to need to email me. Okay? A few students have not responded. I need everybody responding so I know that you're here. Otherwise, I can mark you absent. All right. Those of you that do not have wood pencils, this is what we're going to be needing for the rest of the semester, wood pencils. You got to get them, or you got to let me know and email me. I'll make a list. Mia is not responding. Do you want me to mark you absent, Mia? Same with Juan Campos and Leroy. I'm going to go ahead and write their names down so that I can delete them off of the attendance if they're not participating. Okay, Leroy, Mia, Juan Campos is not participating. That's unfortunate. Okay, I gotta move on. Mia Rodriguez is not here. And Leroy. All right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and clear that poll question. I'll ask another poll question shortly to make sure everybody's with us. Here is a group that I taught 3D AP with. This is very interesting, McKenna. I wanted to point this out to you. This was not completed yet, but this is fashion. And this young man created this, and he didn't get a chance to finish. But as you can see really closely, the red, that is playing cards that he cut into little leaf-like shapes and glued together. These are paper and they're curled, woven, and coiled. So that's the difference between 3D and drawing and painting. This right here is a Prismacolor, where she took a photograph of herself with her shoe really large in the front, and then she colored this in with the special Prismacolors. I absolutely love Prismacolors. If you're passionate about art and if you can afford to buy Prismacolors, you should email me so we can talk about it and I could give you some advice about it. And you want to take art for future years, that's important that we talk about those things. Photography is a big part of drawing and painting. I teach the AP Art, AP 2D Design, and really nice photographs can count for the AP portfolio. So I want you to be aware of that early on as freshmen, as juniors, sophomores, doesn't matter, seniors, that photography is a big deal. And that's how we do a lot of our artwork, is based off photographs that we take. This is an art piece that Tim Ryu got he got second place and honorable mention. He made like $250 off this art piece, and this is a photograph of two of his friends. And then he illustrated it in charcoal to make it look like real life. We have many art pieces where they photographed their pets, or they manipulated it digitally and then drew it in it, and they were very successful. Here's Yesenia getting a congressional award as a freshman. She, I think, got like third place, and then she won first place last year. And her art piece is going to be in Washington, D.C., displayed at the White House. Here we have another artist working, and those are Prismacolors that he's working with. I don't often let you guys do art pieces of other people's characters and cartoons and things like that. I try to sway you away from that. So him and I, this Richard and I, would kind of fight about that. And so he would change the narrative to make it work, because we don't want to plagiarize. Plagiarism is when you're copying somebody else's ideas and work, and we want to go against plagiarism. We want you to be successful and not a copycat. Okay, we do watercolors, Prismacolors in the higher level classes. These are all higher level kids, and they all were in the same class that you're in right now. And so I just want you to be inspired and open-minded to the possibilities, but it's baby steps. This right here, Yesenia Gomez drew, and this is all in graphite. And then the eyes she did with Prismacolor, and then she used yellow chalk, and she zhuzhed it in the background to make it pop. So that's a great idea. Here we have Yesenia Gomez, and she used a basic pen like this. Just a ballpoint pen, and it's a ginormous drawing, and she made a mistake. She didn't have many of these pens. Look how big that piece is. And so you got to make sure, if you're going to do larger pieces in the future, that you have enough pens and you don't run out of that ink color. So that's a big issue that I wanted to point out. Here we have Yesenia winning first place for that little art piece of her father with his blue eyes. And that's Dr. Berg. He's not Mr. Berg. He has a doctorate. And then here we have a young lady who did a painting where everything is in gray, and then she painted them into color. So that was really interesting. Here's some of the photography that we've had students create and win first place. Every year we've done like an open house, and so I just took a picture to document that. Some of the beginner artwork that we've done in the past. I just want you guys to get an idea of what this whole class is about and the potential and the possibilities. You can read about me and the accomplishments. We've had the highest honors, and so if you want to take time to look at that on your own time, you can always go to this website. Oh, that's us in Thailand. The Buddhist monks, they unfortunately get baby tigers from poachers. And so these little townships would give the baby cubs to these Buddhist monks in their temple, and they would rehabilitize these tigers. They were never raised to hunt. They've never had the taste for the hunt, unfortunately. They are not in the wild because they have been raised by these Buddhist monks since they were babies, and they're full grown, but people can come and visit them. And that's how they raise money to feed these tigers. So they're fairly tame, and we were able to touch and pet them. You can see them drinking milk. Here are more photographs that have been digitalized and manipulated and charcoals. And some more awards. I'm trying to wrap it up here. I'm almost done. And more awards. 3D design, McKenna. So you can always take a look at this or ask me questions. There's that playing cards one that I told you that wasn't finished before. He won second place for that. I think he got $85 in prize money for that. So there's money to be made from these art shows. And so I want to plant the seed with you early on. I think Yesenia's made over $1,000 in prize money. Here's some more awards. A lot of history. And I update this from time to time and add more and more. So there's a whole variety. If you look, there's no copies of everybody doing the same cookie cutter thing. And that's my jam. I don't want us to bore each other. I would like to see a variety and creativity. I don't want you copying other people. I want you to make your own creative ideas. This is a painting on a skateboard. That's Lillian Meek. This was all done with ballpoint pen. I wish I had a larger image of this for you to see. It's really incredible. Different color pens. Another 3D sculpture. This was a Yesenia Gomez first place piece from last year or the year prior. Some awards. Sorry about the scrolling. I'm sure that's really noisy. Some other awards and other pieces that students have done. This painting was done last year by Johnny, and this is an acrylic. So if I'm going too fast and you want to see this again, you can always go ahead and do that on your own. I showed you how to do that. I'm going to go ahead and close this out and move on. So I had here the visual arts website. That's just what I went over, and I'll make a hyperlink later today if I have a chance. And I wanted to share with you about Yesenia Gomez because she's a very unique case. And if I plant this seed with you guys early on, I hope that I get more students that have, accomplished these kinds of things. So oh, this is not the right one. But that is Yesenia Gomez. She won first place for this piece right here. This is a picture of her father that she photographed, and then she did it in charcoal, and she received first place in 3 different art shows for this one piece. The Congressional Art Show, she won $550 for. The District Art Show, I believe she won $250 or $300. And then Buena Park City Hall Art Show, she won first place for the same piece. And so, if you really have a passion for art, you can get to these kinds of levels. And then this is a picture of her, and then unfortunately it's out of focus, and it's a ballpoint pen drawing of her mother. But that's not what I wanted to share with you. I created another slideshow. I've been doing a lot of slideshows. Bear with me, I'm sorry. And why can I not find it? Okay, I can't find it, so we're gonna move on. So I wanted to plant the seed with you about the scavenger hunt that I mentioned in the beginning of the school year. I know I didn't give you a due date. I just wanted you to start looking around for materials. So here I have a collage that is a coyote made out of magazine pages and Elmer's glue or a glue stick. And so they cut up pieces and they made a project out of these different pieces of magazine colors. And so I'm just planting the seed with you early on so that you can start collecting these types of materials for yourself. The scavenger hunt is basically trash is our treasure. We will be talking about collaging, layering, cutting, drawing, painting, doodling, and I talk about this throughout the years. But I don't think a lot of you know about what assemblage is and how to use recycled materials. And so I'm planting the seed early so you can start collecting, and these assignments will be later on down the line. But I want you to get excited and invigorated about these kinds of concepts. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video about recycled art.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Art at Home with Mrs. Young. I come to you today from my recycle bin. Do you all recycle at home? Do you have a recycling bin? Did you know that there is a whole group of artists who make art just using recyclable materials and found objects? Let's learn a little bit more about this type of art. Assemblage is a form of sculpture made from found objects arranged to create a piece of art. Found objects are things someone finds in nature or that are man-made. Found objects can be everyday items that are typically not used as art-making tools, like forks or chairs. Pretty much anything you can look around and find, even recycled items and trash, can be used to make assemblage art. Did you know that Pablo Picasso, one of the greatest artists ever to live, had a passion for creating art with trash? That's right, with trash. Picasso was the first to stick pages of discarded newspapers, broken chair seats, and bits of cloth to his paintings to invent the art of collage. Picasso pioneered the artistic use of the second hand, the old, the broken. His sculpture of a bull's head made from bits of an old bike finds a new use and meaning for junk. In the original assemblage from which this bronze baboon was cast, her face was formed from two toy cars, one upright, the other turned upside down, that Picasso borrowed from his son. Her tail was an automotive spring, the baboon's ears were made from cup handles, and her round belly was a large jug whose handles formed the shape of her shoulders. Louise Nevelson was another important assemblage artist inspired by Picasso. She was from Russia and immigrated to the United States in 1902. She called herself the original recycler because her work was inspired by found objects. Her work is made of wood and painted in a solid monochromatic black or white. Nevelson gathered these materials for her sculptures on the streets of New York City, a process that began in her starving artist days when she and her young son would go out looking for wood to burn in their fireplace to stay warm. Other famous artists, such as Alexander Calder, have created assemblages as well. Calder was one of the first artists to create moving sculptures known as mobiles. Many of these were created using found objects. Jane Perkins is a contemporary artist that feels recycled art is a fun challenge. She recreates celebrity portraits and masterpieces using found objects. Ptolemy Ellerington is an artist that uses old car parts he finds along the roadside to create assemblages. Where most of us see garbage, Ellerington sees beauty and value. Our final contemporary artist is Michelle Reeder. Her most famous work of art is this family portrait made from 1 month of household waste from her family. The materials not only show the amount of waste each person produced, but also tells the story of each individual through the things they threw away. Now that we've learned a little bit about assemblage art and those who create it, it's your turn. My challenge to you today is
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. I just want you guys to understand what recycled art is and get excited about that. Here we have different examples of a art piece that is not on ordinary boring paper. We have, for example, a cardboard art piece on the left. And I just want you guys to understand that it could be any surface for your canvas. On the right, we have a can, and this is more for the higher level classes, the one on the right, because that's in paint, and we're not doing paint right now, but we will be talking and exploring using the different cardboard kinds of things that you're going to see right now. So here we have cardboard and cereal box. These are the things I'm hoping that you can get little canvases from instead of regular paper. As you know, we are in a pandemic and we are not, together right now. And so I don't know what, supplies you do or don't have. And so this came to me where we could use recycled materials to use as our canvases for some art pieces. And so I'd like you don't have to get a whole bunch of it, but I would like you to gather some and, protect it, tell your families that, hey, this isn't trash. This is for my art class, and get excited and get ideas for being an artist on these types of materials that are free that we throw away every single day. So this is watercolor. This is pen. Some projects we might do would be on graphite, depending on the materials that you have available at home, or you would need to communicate with me and we can talk about ways to get you these things. I'm assuming everybody can get a pen and can get pencil and can get cardboard. So this is a project that we're going to be doing in the near future. And if not, you need to tell me and I'll try to do my best to help you out. So it's just eye-opening to get you excited about the possibilities. Now, over here on the left, this is a cereal box that has been filleted open, and it's the cardboard inside. Or it's like a dog food box, you name it. It's something that is readily available that a lot of us throw away every single day. I'm going to escape. Oh, how do I do that? I'm going to exit this. That's not what I wanted to show you. Hold on. I have all these little tutorial videos for you that I'm going to share later. But I know that we don't have all the time in the world. Class will be done in just 8 minutes. So I'm just giving you a preview of some of the possibilities with book pages. Boring paper is not what we always need to use. We can, do really interesting pieces on all these thrown away ideas and canvases. So I'm going to exit out of this, and I wanted to share myself here with you really quick. I have been gathering cereal boxes, and I cut this one along the seam. And this is exactly the same thing that on this slide on the left that they use to draw on to make their canvas. So I want you to get excited. It doesn't have to be this large. I used not only cereal boxes, I collected dog food, Ritz cracker, little other cracker box, and even the colored sides are really interesting to do art making with. You don't always have to use the boring back, but like all kinds of packaging. This is great for canvases. I even have oatmeal packets. Eek. And when you open it up, it's a canvas. It could be. So I want you to think about that. So I would like to do another poll question to make sure we're all here and awake. I'm going to go ahead and clear. And I would like to ask, can you get this thin cardboard, I don't care what size, at home or from your neighbors or your aunties? Yes or no?